In fact, joining us now from Hyderabad is social activist Neelam Katara. Ma'am, to say that this is not the only case also perhaps is an understatement, because through the years we've seen how a well-oiled nexus works in the city of Hyderabad to ensure that young girls like this one are sold off, these contract marriages are done, and everyone involved except the victim herself stands to benefit. How does one fight a system like this that is in place?
About the system, I think we need some systemic changes, because individual cases, few brave girls will come out and the media and some people will take it up, but there is not going to be any change because the rot stems so deep. I don't understand how she is going into these 6 marriages. I mean, doesn't she go and live with any one of their husbands? But that being apart from that. Now, today the police officer is saying that they are going to try to get justice for her as soon, or investigate and see the matter through as soon as possible. I don't think I would agree with that, because look at the judicial system. I mean, it's left to the victim, and in this case even her family is not with her, to fight through a judicial system which takes forever. So justice has got to be speedy. It doesn't matter even if the police does their work, and unless justice is speedy, people know that they can get away with it, that even if the parents are arrested, they will come out on bail, and this thing will drag forever, and obviously the girl will forget about it and try to get on with her life. So it is extremely important that the criminal justice system needs to, so people can connect between the crime and the punishment. And of course we need to look at a social system which changes the parents into such devils. What is it that happens that makes them sell their own daughter?
But Mrs. Katara, what is the way out? Because the police says here it is the family which is involved. How can we intervene when we know that the family is involved? Who will really be the whistleblower and actually expose what's going on? Because the parents, for all apparent purposes, say it's a marriage. There is a qazi involved. There's a girl who on the face of it says, I am consenting to this. How can the police possibly intervene then?
No, but if she's a minor, as they say, and if the girl is saying that I am agreeing to this and she's not a minor, then she can't agree to a marriage 6 times over. So obviously she's got to be explained this, that if she actually doesn't tell the truth, she would be in trouble. And we need, ideally the government, the state should be fighting this, the prosecution should be fighting this. Unfortunately, we don't have an individual independent prosecution in our country. Therefore it would be left in this case to an NGO or the media, which who can just give limited time. And that is the reason I'm saying, because the judicial process is so slow and it is left entirely to the victim to fight their own case, as I've learned in the last 12 years. So we need to have systemic changes, independent prosecution. We need to have a judicial system that really works fast, and then we need those police reforms so that people are scared of doing things like this, so that there is active preemptive policing and the police officer on the beat knows that this is going on. It shouldn't be for the girl to run away and to do it. So judicial reforms and police reforms, and of course electoral reforms to get the right people. I mean, we don't even have a law today. After 12 years I've been raising my voice for honor killings. So what to say of doing anything about this? Here there is a law, but it is not being implemented.
And also because there is no political intent, no one wants to mess with a sensitive issue like this for fear of antagonizing a certain section, ma'am.
Absolutely. So we need to vote in the right people who will focus on the right issues rather than their vested self-interest. And I think it's left to the people of this country to wake up and see that do they want to live with this kind of thing, or do they really want to make a difference?
And finally, Mrs. Katara, there are gaping loopholes within the law. While doing research into stories like this, we discovered that this happens so frequently, where the entire family and brokers are involved. These marriages, even among women who are above 18 years of age, are arranged. Foreigners come in, they spend a couple of nights after having married these ladies, then simply divorce them and walk away, and this poor woman is thrust into another marriage which she does not want.
Certainly, I mean, of course, there are a whole lot of social issues. For example, education needs to be given importance. These girls need to know that they have a way out. They need to have a career. They need to have economic resources. And the law regarding, child molestation, the law regarding women molestation, the Nirbhaya law, they need to be put into practice. But it is not happening. And main thing, I think, first thing we need to have is police reforms, where the police person, or there is a Mohalla committee which actually brings this out and preempt such things happening. Now, if a punishment is meted out in this particular case, say, within the next 3 months or 4 months, then the others will learn a lesson. But that most likely will not happen. So there is a rot which stems deep, and it's about time that we did something. Otherwise, these poor girls will go on suffering. And unfortunately, this is the city with the high-tech city and, you know, all kinds of technical advances. But nobody seems to be bothered in town as to what is happening to this part of society.
Mrs. Neelam Katara, thank you very much for speaking to Headlines today.